Good evening, welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Charlie Brooker. In the news this week... And with Paul tonight is a comedian who, on a programme this week, promised that if Trump won the election, he would never appear on television again. So please welcome shame-faced liar Rich Hall. It's the safest place to be.
I know.
We start...
Nope, I'm not coming up.
We start with the biggest stories of the week. Paul and Rich, can you see? Take a look at this.
Yes, let's have a look. I wonder what it's going to be. Oh, yeah, this is news that Toblerone has changed the shape of its chocolate. What's happened is the sort of the traditional sort of pyramid shape of the Toblerone, in order to save costs, have actually made the Toblerone gaps bigger. As you can see, a lot of these people are very angry about it. There we are.
Have you noticed anything else that's happened this week, Paul? Tuesday evening?
Oh, bingo night.
I can fill you in.
Oh, Rich knows. He's more of an American than I am.
America's elected its last president.
It's too depressing, it is, and I understand this is a comedy show, although I haven't seen any so far. Well,
We just had a whole lot of footage of Trump. I mean, it's not a comedy show. Do you see his family? It's fantastic. Oh, yeah. You got 4 years of comedy gold coming up. Cheer up. It may involve nuclear weapons and other countries, but it's going to be funny.
Did you see how the news was reported in the world's press?
Yeah, there were some brilliant headlines.
Here is one. That's the Newcastle Herald. Newcastle Herald. There's this one, a German newspaper.
brilliant.
Finally, my favourite, this pithy Mexican entry. Do you think this means that misogyny and racial hatred are the way forward?
Not the way that Toblerone have handled it, no.
Everything he says can be underscored by the sound of a beer can opening. We need to get rid of these Mexicans. He always wants to build a wall. I was in York last week. 3 Mexican restaurants in the middle of town. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's it.
It sounds like they're actually very progressive, his voters. They've voted for... I mean, you know, it's bad news for minorities and women and all the other people, that many people he's insulted, but on the plus side, progressively, they've elected the first openly crazy man to the most powerful office in the world.
Yeah, because they
Which
believe...
is a step forward. They've broken the rubber-padded ceiling.
It's great to be back on a cliff edge, you know?
Yeah.
With Hillary, you knew what you were going to get.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to get a woman who... I don't know anything about emails either, but she deletes her history, but now we got a guy who's going to delete all history.
How did Trump echo Martin Luther King in his victory speech?
Well, Martin Luther King had a dream, and this guy's a nightmare.
He's a man who's so used to getting his own way, and now he won't be able to get his own way, despite the fact that everybody says, oh, you're the most powerful man in the world. He'll blow up. He'll say something about Angela Merkel. He'll try and knock off the Queen. He'll do something. He won't be able to control himself. It's a long way even before the inauguration.
I thought for a minute you said he's going to try and knock up the Queen, which...
Well, you get a man who stands in front of his country and says, I don't pay my... Oh, I don't pay my tax.
It's uncanny. It's like he's here.
I don't pay my tax, and they think that's great. He's smart. He says, I don't pay my tax because the law doesn't make me. And they vote him in.
It's difficult to know what he could have said that would have put people off voting for him, as he seems to have said everything.
Yeah.
He could have said, I am Hillary Clinton.
You just have to accept there's a lot of dumb people on the planet.
Yeah. And who will he pick?
That's why there's ITV.
Are there any silver linings?
Yeah, he's going to have a court case as soon as he gets in, because there are 3 places taking him to court for Trump University, which he created to teach people about real estate. And he didn't get any proper staff, and he's made millions. He was charging them like $35,000 to just turn up and have someone chat to them about the housing market.
Are you suggesting that Donald Trump is a crook?
No, I'm suggesting that he's a moron, misogynist, sexist, vulgarian orange head.
Orange head.
Which leads us back to Toblerone's new flavour for Christmas.
I've got a silver lining here.
Have you gone in?
One silver lining.
Yeah.
Katie Hopkins
Yes.
said she'll move to the USA if Trump got elected. So,
That's a good one.
Actually, I'm just gonna book her an Uber to get with her. Can you think of any other silver linings?
I've never watched an election unfold over a U.S. election unfold overnight from London, from watching the BBC overnight, and that's the way. If you want to watch America go down the dumper, watch it through the befuddled nocturnal fog of a man named Andrew Neil. Watch him. A man who's just barely on top of everything. And he just sits there, and you had other people beside. He looks like he's squeezed in like this, and then when they're not there, he still looks like he's squeezed in. Like his body's trying to eject itself. And he comes out, and he's trying to explain the Electoral College, and he doesn't quite, nobody quite gets it, because it's impossible to explain, and it just, somebody's got to get it 270. Somebody, and now you're watching his scoreboard at a bowling alley, and then finally they give up, and they just bring out this guy who just dances on a map. He just he dances on a map, and he's trying to show all the states with his feet. He's going like, oh, there's Wisconsin, and there's Ohio, and oh, there's a red state turning blue. Oh, I mean, Christ, Trump is becoming president, and the guy's playing Twister. And then finally, you know, there's just at the top of Andrew Neil's head, spray-on thatch thing, and comes back up at 6:30 and says, Trump's president, and great. Trump's president, I'm watching an acorn talk to me.
The longest TV review I've ever heard. There's no point in listening to anybody. I decided this after reading newsprint for the last 2 years. Everyone was wrong about absolutely everything.
No one saw it coming.
Nearly all political punditry, nearly all political analysis turned out to be completely wrong. So it means you just don't have to read this stuff. You just guess. Everything they said would happen didn't happen. Everybody said Trump couldn't possibly win at every point, and it was all rubbish. No one knew anything.
Is that one good thing, that perhaps there'll be no more polls, because they're always wrong?
What will they do instead of polls? They could just cut to a jazz band for 5 minutes on the news.
I think we should do entrails.
Look at the polls themselves. Has anybody here ever taken part in a poll? There you go. People aren't savvy enough to cut a wide berth when they see somebody coming at them with a clipboard.
The Sun did have a point. I mean, the Sun had a...
The Sun did have a point.
The Sun
Don't
had a
stop
point.
it.
They had a silver lining. They printed a silver lining today. They said he may be much less crazy than he sounds. Just grasping at straws. Or he might,
This whole thing could be an undercover operation in order for him to become American president, where he can then reveal his true self.
Yeah, it's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Who might be selected for Trump's team?
Ku Klux Klan?
Sarah Palin?
Well, Sarah Palin is rumoured to be in the running for Secretary of State.
You see?
Love Sarah, love her. Who else? Someone closer to home.
Tony Oblerone. He's a Mexican. He's been brought in. Calm the waters.
There's someone who wants a job.
Nigel Farage. Yeah, he's over there.
Oh,
He's
God.
gone already. It's so sad to see him go, isn't it?
Yeah, he wants to be Trump's ambassador to the EU.
Yep.
He's going to be the ambassador.
Oh, no, go for it.
What's going to happen?
We've
It's gonna
established the
happen.
whole thing is comedy. Let's just go for it.
Can you tell me what was one of the first casualties of the election results?
Yeah, go on.
The
The
what?
Canadian visitors' website shut down.
Yeah,
Right.
Canada's citizenship and immigration website crashed because so many Americans were inquiring about moving there. I fancy somewhere further away than Canada, like Mars. There's been these adverts on the BBC for somewhere called Planet Earth 2.
That's where we go.
This is the news that the old white guy won. Yep, that does cover us. Either way. Yep, OK.
Biden's probably got it. Ian didn't like that yourself.
That's what the street says.
I can't bear the hope, Rashid.
I know, I
it
can't.
is.
I think none of us can bear the hope.
That is a good autobiography title, by the way. If you haven't written it already, please.
Yeah, there was fantastic footage of a group of Trump supporters saying, we've got to stop the count. in one state, and then immediately they flicked to them saying, we've got to count this up, because they thought it was their vote.
I think over the last 4 years, a lot of people in America are saying we've got to stop the count.
But I think the thing is, none of us have got that nice feeling that even if Biden wins, Trump's going. It feels like if you're getting out of a really bad relationship, and everyone's like, you're going to be free. And you're like, I'm not, though, am I? He's not going anywhere. He's going to be around. He's going to show up at your work. You know, we're not going to have that feeling of like, we're free, because we're not.
I think Biden's plan is to distract Trump with Pennsylvania so that Trump actually insists on counting all the votes himself, which will take 4 years.
I mean, he is leaving his 4 years as gracefully as he entered, which is pushing it.
Media outlets were initially reluctant to call the result, instead going with Biden on the brink. I actually have a caravan there.
On the night, Trump declared that he'd won, way before any of the votes were in.
He kept saying things like, they're finding votes everywhere, but he made it out like they weren't finding them, they weren't meant to be, like they were down in the back of the sofa, or Biden was like, oh, hello, another vote.
Let's take a look.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. We did win this election.
The Trump campaign has filed lawsuits in Pennsylvania, Michigan and Georgia in order to contest the result, despite not having officially lost there yet. Other than lawyers, who else is Trump's team trying to get to intervene in the election?
God?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Thank you. Yes,
Oh,
God.
the lady was doing the...
Oh, have you got,
Yes, you're right.
got the footage of her? Please, make our evening.
Trump's spiritual advisor.
Incredible, incredible.
That's not a full-time job, is it?
Paula White held a special prayer service on Wednesday. Let's look at it.
Strike and 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 strike until you have victory.
She's praying for the return of her drumstick.
Anything you put on the screen right now, we would just be like, yeah, that's probably true. Anything that Trump or any of his team or people do, none of us would be like, I can't believe it. I'd believe it 100%. The worst possible.
You're right, anything.
Yeah.
Trump has a singing turtle. I mean...
I'm in.
Who's his legal advisor?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I showed something humane, would that surprise you?
Yes, it would, actually,
Yeah.
the way you conducted yourself so far. You know?
Blame the streets, Paul. Apart from Trump, who else was it bad night for?
I mean, half the country, more or less, still did vote for him. I mean, whichever way it goes, the Senate's still half-half, the House of Representatives is only just in favour of the Democrats. So I think they assumed that if you put up any candidate at all against Trump, they would win. And they have tried this before. And again, it failed.
Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News for You. I'm Roy Wood Jr. and I usually host the American version of this show, but I'm here this week seeking asylum. In the news this week, outside of Wendy's in San Francisco, there's an embarrassing moment as two people realize they're both up for the same job. In Washington, one man learns his work nemesis won't get the promotion she was hoping for. And at UK border checks, one American chicken importer denies their birds have been injected with steroids. On Ian's team tonight, a comedian who once took a trip to Las Vegas and says she was blown away by America's sunny positivity. Wow, that trip must have been a long time ago. Please welcome Roisin Conaty. On Paul's team tonight, an author and broadcaster who was awarded a world record for naming the most capital cities in a minute. Impressive. Most Americans wouldn't even know that England was the capital of London. Please welcome Richard Osman. We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Ian and Roisin, have a look at this.
Ooh.
Yeah, village people, and there's the idiot. There's the loser. Well, this is the shock news to everyone who'd been telling us for weeks it was neck and neck, and it wasn't at all.
No.
Right, you're deported. There's the face of a man who's won without cheating.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe it.
Yes, that's correct. That is the historic U.S. election, which has put the first woman in the White... Hang on. Let me redo that. The historic U.S. election, which has put the first convicted felon in the White House.
Yeah.
What has the press reaction been like?
I don't know. I haven't seen a paper for years. Have you know?
Largely, the Tory press were thrilled because they'd hoped it was going to be Trump. Their headlines like, Trump gives hope to the Conservative Party. And so there's a feeling that the right will triumph again everywhere and possibly here.
I think German newspaper Die Zeit best summed it up. Why do the polls always get it so wrong?
It's not the polls that are the problem, it's the Americans, Roy.
Maybe people are reluctant to say how they're going to vote if they're sort of going to vote for Trump. They don't want to admit it in public, but then go ahead and vote in private. I don't know.
But we always think pollsters don't bring their own prejudices to the polls. They're somehow magically independent. They're not. And repeatedly, I mean, we saw it in Brexit, and we've had it lots of times. People sort of believe what they want to.
And who they asked as well. It's like who they... People keep saying shy fascists. Like, I don't know. Shy fascists?
Yeah.
Tiptoeing into Czechoslovakia. Look at me, I'm a shy fascist.
A lot of people seem reluctant to admit they supported Trump. Even Republicans in the state of Georgia claim to not be that impressed with the candidate in the build-up to the election. Have a look at this.
Who are you going to vote for?
The right person.
Well, who do you think the right person
It won't
is?
be Donald Trump.
Okay, tell me why.
Last time you saw him talking, did you watch his lips?
Uh-huh.
Were they moving?
Uh-huh.
He's lying.
That man was lying. You could just tell by the way he was talking. He's got a fresh Klan robe in the closet. Neatly pressed.
We've got slightly different libel laws over here. Just mentioning it early. No, I'll visit you.
He didn't know, no, to be fair, Roy didn't say he was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. He just said he liked the uniform.
Indeed.
Okay, then let me take it back. I guarantee you that man has a white sheet in his house that he may or may not wear at night to scare minorities. There was also a lot of political heroes in the American election. How did Peanut here become a symbol of Republican criticism of the government? I can guarantee you that squirrel got a white sheet in his closet.
You can see it in his eyes.
I don't like that hat.
You're safe there.
Well, Peanut the squirrel, there was a suggestion that he might have rabies, and you can only test for rabies once the animal's dead, apparently, so they killed him and then said, no, he hasn't got rabies. He's a squirrel back in a jiffy bag.
He was living in a house with a man.
Oh, was it? Well, that's...
Yeah.
Listen, you
legally.
know, I'm not judging.
Illegally. Yeah, they were together.
Yeah,
Not like
right,
that.
right.
That's all right.
Who knows?
Who knows?
He got rabies somehow.
Yeah. Bury his nuts every autumn.
Peanut was living in a house, and according to the New York Times, a warrant was issued to seize him. And when they came to pick him up, he bit somebody involved with the investigation. So they euthanized him to test for rabies, and you're correct, he did not have rabies. But maybe if Peanut the squirrel had just complied with the authorities' orders.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll try this with Prince Andrew when they try and evict him?
What, in case he's got rabies? Worth a go, innit?
Trump won a huge share of independent voters. What is it about Trump that they like?
The last question in all the rallies was, you know, would you like not to be poorer? And that's a fairly binary vote. And in the end, more people thought, yeah.
It's always the question everywhere, isn't it? It's always either, are you poorer, are the dice loaded against you because of your next-door neighbour, or are the dice loaded against you because of billionaires? And billionaires in the last few years have been very clever at saying it's your next-door neighbour, and that's what Trump has cleverly done. But I think they made 64 billion, the 10 richest people in the world since he got elected. Just in one day, 64 billion. That's Elon Musk, that's Jeff Bezos, that's Gary Lineker, all of them.